Hello everyone. In the previous session, we discussed about introduction to tissue system. In that, we learned about epidermal tissue system. In the epidermal tissue system, mainly three parts are present. They are stomata, trichomes, and emergencies. These three parts are found in the epidermal tissue system. In that, first one is stomata. First one is stomata. What are stomata? Stomata are minute pores. They are minute pores present in the epidermis of land plants. This is epidermis. In the epidermis, small sized pores are present. Those pores are called stomata. Each stomata has a pore. This is stomatal pore. This pore is covered with specialized epidermal cells. These specialized epidermal cells are called guard cells. They are called guard cells. These guard cells are bean shaped in dicots, and they are dumbbell shaped. In monocots. Okay. In monocots, they are dumbbell shaped like this. This is a dumbbell shaped stomata. Okay. They are dumbbell shaped in monocots. Right? These guard cells having a clear nucleus. They have a clear nucleus and dense cytoplasm is present. In the cytoplasm, vacuoles are also formed. Along with vacuoles, chloroplasts are also present in the guard cells. These are chloroplasts. These chloroplasts helps in photosynthesis. They perform photosynthesis. And the walls of the guard cells are unevenly thickened. That means the wall of the guard cells which is present towards the pore is highly thickened. Towards the pore, and the wall which away from the pore is thin. The wall of the guard cell present towards the accessory cells is thin, and the wall which is present towards the pore is thick, which helps in stomatal opening and closing mechanism. Are you understand? Okay. Again, these guard cells are covered with specialized epidermal cells. They are variable in their size and arrangement. Such cells are called subsidiary cells. Or accessory cells. Okay. Guard cell, subsidiary cell, guard cell, and pore together forming stomatal complex. Are you understand? Subsidiary cells, guard cells, and pore all together forming stomatal complex. Stomata are mainly confined with leaves. They are found in leaves. Mostly stomata are found in leaves. They may be present in the upper epidermis or lower epidermis. Otherwise, they may be present on both sides. If the stomata are present in the upper epidermis of leaf, such leaves are called epistomatous leaves. If they are found in the lower epidermis, those leaves are called hypostomatous leaves. If they are present on both surfaces, upper and lower surfaces, then they are called amphistomatous leaves. Actually, these stomata are absent in roots. Stomata are absent in roots and they are also absent in mature stems. Mature stems, right? In mesophytes, these stomata are present at the surface level. They are present at the surface level like this. Okay. In xerophytes, they are closer and they are found in deep cavities like this. They are found in deep cavities. Okay. They are arranged very closely and they are found in deep cavities. Such stomata are called sunken stomata. They are called sunken stomata. They prevent the loss of water. They prevent transpiration in xerophytes. Okay. Next, in succulent plants like bryophyllum, in bryophyllum, stomata are open during the daytime and they are closed during the night time. Such stomata are called scotoactive stomata. Scotoactive stomata. In mesophytes, stomata are open during the daytime and they are closed during the night time. Such stomata are called photoactive stomata. Photoactive stomata. That means when the light is fall on the leaf, stomata are opened. Such stomata are called photoactive stomata. When the light is fall on the leaf, stomata are closed. Such stomata are called scotoactive stomata. Right? The main function of stomata is gaseous exchange and they helps in transpiration. Functions. Coming to functions, they helps in gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange and they also helps in transpiration. The main function of stomata is transpiration and second one is gaseous exchange. This is about structure of stomata. Coming to classification of stomata. Classification. Stomata are classified into various types based on the arrangement and number of subsidiary cells. Arrangement and number of subsidiary cells. Number of subsidiary cells. Metcalfe and Chalk classified the stomata into various types. Metcalfe and Chalk classified the stomata into various types in the year 1950. Right? The various types of stomata are: number one, anamocytic type. First one is anamocytic stomata, and second one is anisocytic stomata, and third one is diacytic stomata, and fourth one is parasitic stomata, and fifth one is actinocytic stomata, and sixth one is cyclocytic stomata, and seventh one is graminaceous type. These 7 types of stomata are classified by Metcalfe and Chalk based on the arrangement and number of subsidiary cells present around the guard cells. Coming to first one, anamocytic stomata. These anamocytic stomata are also called as ranunculaceous type. Ranunculaceous type. In this, guard cells are surrounded by no specialized subsidiary cells. There are no specialized subsidiary cells present around the guard cells. Example, ranunculaceae. Culeaceae, and second one is Caparaceae. These are the examples for anamocytic stomata. Coming to anisocytic. In this, guard cells are surrounded by specialized subsidiary cells. They are 3 in number. These are guard cells, and these guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells. They are 3 in number, in which 2 are larger in size and 1 subsidiary cell is smaller in size. That's why this type of stomata is called anisocytic stomata. These are the guard cells. These 2 guard cells are surrounded by 3 subsidiary cells. They are unequal in size, in which 2 are larger in size and 1 is smaller in size. This anisocytic stomata is also called cruciferous type. Example, cruciferae. Okay. Next, coming to third one, diacytic stomata. In this, these are the guard cells, in which guard cells are present, and the guard cells are covered with 2 specialized subsidiary cells. They are right angle to the guard cells. Their common walls are right angle to the guard cells. Such stomata are called diacytic stomata. They are also known as caryophyllaceous type. Example, caryophyllaceae and acanthaceae are the main examples for diacytic stomata. Next, coming to fourth one, parasitic stomata. Parasitic stomata is also called rubiaceous type. It is also known as rubiaceous type, in which 2 guard cells are present, and these 2 guard cells are surrounded by 2 specialized subsidiary cells. These 2 specialized subsidiary cells are parallel to the walls of guard cells. Their common walls are parallel to the guard cells. Such stomata are called parasitic stomata. Example, rubiaceae. Right? Are you understand? Next, actinocytic stomata. In actinocytic stomata, 2 guard cells are present. These 2 guard cells are surrounded with subsidiary cells. These subsidiary cells are radiating with guard cells. Their common walls are radiating with guard cells. Such stomata are called actinocytic stomata. Right? Example, musaceae. Examples for actinocytic stomata, musaceae. Okay. Next, cyclocytic stomata. Coming to cyclocytic stomata. In cyclocytic stomata, 2 guard cells are present. These are the guard cells, and these 2 guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells. They are arranged in a ring. A ring of subsidiary cells are present around the guard cells. 4 or more subsidiary cells are arranged in a ring. They are found in palmae. Next, graminaceous type. Coming to 7th one, graminaceous type. In graminaceous type, guard cells are dumbbell shaped. These are the guard cells. They are dumbbell shaped, and subsidiary cells are parallel to the guard cells. These are the subsidiary cells. They are parallel to the guard cells like this. Such stomata are called gramineous stomata. They are found in graminae or Poaceae and Cyperaceae. Are you understand? This is about classification of stomata based on Metcalfe and Chalk. In the year 1965, Pant classified the stomata into three types based on origin. He classified stomata into three types. They are: number one, mesogenous type, and second one is perigenous type, and third type of stomata is known as mesoperigenous type. Coming to first one, mesogenous type. In mesogenous type, both the guard cell and subsidiary cells are originate from the same initial. This is a guard cell, and these guard cells are surrounded with subsidiary cells. Subsidiary cells and guard cells, they are developing from same initial or same meristematic cell. Such stomata are called mesogenous type. They are found in Rubiaceae. Coming to second one, perigenous type. In perigenous type, guard cells and subsidiary cells. These are the subsidiary cells. These two are developing from different initials. Both are developing from different initials. Subsidiary cells and guard cells are originating from different mother cells. Example, Avena sativa. Coming to third one, mesoperigenous type. In the stomatal complex, there are guard cells, and guard cells are surrounded with
subsidiary cells.
in which two guard cells and at least one of the subsidiary cells are originating from the same mother cell. This guard cell and this guard cell, and one of the subsidiary cell are originating from same mother cell, and remaining subsidiary cells are this one and this one are originating from another meristematic cell or another mother cell. Once again I am repeating, two guard cells and at least one of the subsidiary cell originating from one mother cell, and remaining subsidiary cells are originating from another mother cell. Such stomata are called mesoperigenous type. Example, ranunculaceae. Right? This is about stomatal structure and their types. In the next class, I will come with another topic, that is trichomes. Thank you.